When it comes to building a website, you've got a ton of different choices out there to choose from. You've got Wix, you've got WordPress, Weebly, Squarespace, Shopify. I mean, there's a million of them that you can choose from. So the other day I had a client, they came to me and they said, hey, can we use Wix for our website? And without even hesitating, I immediately told them, no, you cannot under any circumstances use Wix for your website. And I mean, obviously I went on and explained a little bit why they shouldn't use Wix, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, this would actually be a pretty good video for the channel. So today we're going over the different reasons why you should not use Wix for your website, whether that's personal, business, you name it, do not use Wix. First and foremost, Wix is actually, they're kind of expensive. In the world of hosting and websites, you can get a website for as cheap as like $2.99 a month, sometimes cheaper, sometimes even free. Now, I'm not advocating that you go with the cheapest web host. In fact, I'm actually advocating the opposite. You should not go with the cheapest web host. But even saying that, like there's some pretty affordable options. And in that range of affordable options, Wix is all the way over here. They're pretty expensive. You can find a pretty good web host for anywhere between $5 to $7 a month, sometimes cheaper than that. Personally, I use A2 hosting for all of my websites. I've been so happy with them. So if you're looking for a host, I recommend them. There's a link in the description below. But that realm is a pretty good starting place. That being said, Wix, for the most part, the cheapest plan is $13 a month. And even with that $13 plan, like you're pretty limited. You only get a couple gigs of space, and to really have a fully functioning, really usable website, you've got to upgrade to their second tier plan, which is $17 a month. Okay, I realize I'm complaining about $15 to $20 a month. And in the grand scheme, in the grand scale of things, 15 to 20 bucks a month, it's not that much money. I mean, it's the cost of a pizza, right? But when you're starting a business or when you're starting anything and you need a website, oftentimes funds are pretty tight and you don't just have all this money to throw at a website. And so, yes, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much money, but when all the other competition out there is less than half what you're charging, to me, that's kind of a big deal. Point number 2 is that Wix just recently switched away from Flash. So this is really nerdy, and if you don't quite understand what I'm talking about, it's okay, just skip to the next point. But Flash is an old, dead, dying technology. I mean, it should have been dead in 2010, but Wix only recently stopped using Flash as of like 2018. Now, HTML has been kind of the king forever, and it's the king now at this time. And the fact that Wix, such a big player in the game, only recently, only 2 years ago, quit using Flash, that's a big concern to me. HTML has been mainstream for so many years, and when it comes to websites, when it comes to hosting, when it comes to a company that's representing my brand and my business, I want someone who's mainstream, I want someone who's modern, I want someone who's on the forefront of technology and knows that my website is very important to my business. This is going to be the front interface that everyone sees. And if it's not the most modern and current and up to date using all the latest and greatest technology, that reflects poorly on me and my business. Point number 3 is that Wix is known for having pretty terrible SEO. If you're not familiar with SEO, that stands for search engine optimization. And in layman's terms, that really just means how likely are you to get on Google? That's all anybody really cares about, honestly. The purpose of even having a website in the first place is to have a web presence. You want people to find you, and most of the time, the way that people will find you is on Google. So if your website is not optimized for SEO, aka Wix, you're not gonna get noticed. Wix is known for having terrible SEO. You can tweak it and you can customize it and you can make it get there. You can kind of push it and get to that point. But why do all this custom coding and customizing? Why would you use that when you can just use something else that works straight out of the box like WordPress? I use WordPress for almost every single website that I build, and it's been great. It is designed out of the box to be SEO friendly. Everything with the meta tags and the descriptions and all the optimization, there's plugins that you can just add super easy, simple, and then you're done. Wix is awful at SEO. Number 4 is once you outgrow Wix, there's really no place for you to go. And so what I mean by that is Wix is a proprietary format. When you sign up for Wix, you're buying into their system. So let's say later on down the road, you decide that you want to leave Wix. You can't just leave Wix. Your site is stuck with them. They've got complete control over your site because not only do they host your website for you, but they also have control of all your data. So if you did want to migrate elsewhere, you would literally have to copy and paste text from your Wix website into a whole new website. And not to mention, if you spent X amount of dollars to build your Wix website, you can't just move it. You can't just copy it. And all that money is essentially wasted because you're going to have to build your original old website, and you're also going to have to pay to have somebody build your new website. And let me give you another example. Let's say you're on Wix currently and your business doubles in size. Let's say you grow to a point and you need to implement some new custom features in your shopping checkout process. I don't know, just for example. Let's say Wix doesn't support that new feature that you need. You're out of luck. There's nothing you can do. You'll have to move to another platform. And like I said, most of the time, it's just going to involve a complete rewrite. Okay, wise guy, so you hate Wix. What then do you recommend? Obviously, the answer is WordPress. I use WordPress for almost all of my sites. 95% of the sites that I have for myself or for my clients, I use WordPress. I've been using WordPress for close to 10 years now. And honestly, with every single update, with every version that comes out, it keeps getting better and better. And the crazy thing is I heard some statistic the other day that I think WordPress is powering like 40% of the internet already. Like that's nuts. 95% of my clients, like I said, are using WordPress. I've had zero complaints. That's kind of the de facto, that's kind of the standard. Everybody uses it, everyone loves it. The next video that I want you to watch is actually a playlist that I created talking about how I get paid to host other people's websites. Completely free playlist that I built for you. Check it out here and let me know if you have any questions. I'll catch you in the next video.